So today what we're going to do on Mr. Brit Fix is we're going to remove some dents. So I have a kit here. This is from Eastwood. I really do like these guys, but what we're going to do is I'm going to remove some dents. I'm going to just mark where I have a few of them, just because they're in certain places, you know. And not only that, but I'm going to sand down the car, so that mark I put on the car is going to go away pretty soon. So we've got one here, and then we have one right here. So 1, 2, 3. It's a small one. It's a little one that could be dented back in. We'll just go with that kind of thing. And so this is a paintless dent repair kit from Eastwood. So first of all, we have a nice little you know, glue gun. This glue gun, I've already you know, turned it on. It's going to have different things, and then you have these little attachments here, and so depending on the size of the dent, you set it up and you do it. There's a slide hammer. By the way, be very careful with these. I have damaged my hand before messing with one of those, just because I didn't know which, you know, I was doing. But this is probably what I'm going to use, because we have such small dents. So this is basically going to go up against the wall of the of everything, and we just pull, and then it should just pop right back out. And we'll just take a look at it after we get glue off of it, and we're good from there. So yeah, just we're gonna do this. All right, so set you up. That's good. Let me put a find, I guess, what I think is appropriate size. That right there, I believe it looks like it's the appropriate size for this dent. This one as well, kind of right in there. This one right here will take a smaller one. This one will take a fairly small one. This will get this large one. So we will start right here though, so that way you can see what to do. So first things first, you get the glue on the dent item. All right, you could always clean this, but you know, like what we're doing here, this is a different situation altogether. I have a fan back behind me, just so that way I can cool off the car. And so what we're going to do is going to let that sit, and then I'm going to come around like this, and then I don't know if anyone can see this, maybe we'll just flip it this way, but get it on there, and then hopefully I never got it on there well enough. Didn't dry yet. Yeah, still wet. But they give you a handy dandy scraper to get the glue off. If it's too hard of an issue, then what you do is you put some rubbing alcohol in it, a little spray, and there you go. So we're going to try that again. This time, let it give it a little bit more cooling time. Let it sit, let it get to where permanence is happening, and then we can go from there. There we are. Alright, so we'll be right back once we have permanence. Alright, so here we are. We're going to do this again. This time, a little bit better adhesion, I would hope, than the last time around. So you just basically do nice little tugs on it. There's little tugs. And then you just take a look at where you were at before. So we are going to just do a nice little bit of spray, alcohol. And then let's take a look. It's better, but not quite there. So we now have a little tiny dimple right here. So we'll do another one. I'm going to first take a look at this one right over here. Alright, so this one is a tinier one. I just put that one on there. We're going to go to a tiny one over here now because we've pulled out what we should. And then a little bit of tug, and that should have been it. That actually did it probably a first try. We lost a little blue item underneath the car, but it's good. And we are nearly right as rain. That's perfect. It's perfect, exactly what we want. So we're going to set up again, do a small one. You do it again, you do it again, and then basically these dents, they don't necessarily fully disappear, but they are, you know, they're way less than they were before. So that's going to be a win. So I'm going to put the small one back on, and we'll get out. Right, so we've got our level of permanence, we've got our piece on there, we've got bugs on our parts here. It just, you know, this is part of doing things in the nature of nature. You get bugs on your parts. So there we are, nice tight fit. I don't know if you can see all that. So got it on there, and then I'm just gonna, and then pull, which, oh, that did not stay on like I wanted it to. So we're gonna spray that down. We have another one to do right up here, so let's get that one done. We just got a tiny little dent there, so I'm gonna hopefully get that right. Do this one over here, and then there's adjustability here also, so you need to lift it up, get a little bit more tautness to things. You can just twist on it, and then it gets closer to where it's supposed to be. So right about there. I don't know if you can see this one. Oh, right there. So I'm going to pull, and that was beautiful. That came out, and that dent is nearly gone. That's a beautiful thing. Of course, out rubbing alcohol with my Sharpie, that worked out well. And of course we're going to sand this down, so any little scratches or anything like that will be ready to go. I'm going to try again with this, but we'll try to see some light and some reflection, so that way we can kind of see where we're at. I know this one's much better. This one still has a bit more of a dent. This is a little tiny one, which we'll get to, and then this one is, I think we've already gotten that one. It's nice, it's done well, so I like that one. So we'll get there. Right then, so we're going back to the large one. As I suspected, actually, there was a little bit more surface area, and just, you know, it's hard to see because you know, I'm doing this out in the sunshine. You know, just, you know, it is one of those things. So what I've got is this is actually a fairly large dent right in here, but what we're going to do is, now that I've got this one on here, I believe I am right as I could be. And did you see that? It nicely pulled away, and then boom, perfect, beautiful, 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 beautiful. So here in a minute, what I'm going to do is, because I've gotten all my dents out, I'm going to take and I'm going to do a sand down, or I have a little new beautiful drill, not drill, but new beautiful component part that I received from some very special people for a recent, I guess, holiday, and yeah, and so I'm going to use it just because I you know, I appreciate really good tools. So let's get this one off, and then just kind of look at it. Yes, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness, this is great. So we've got 1, 2, 3 main ones. This one was taken care of. This tiny little one I'm not too worried about. I do believe that once I you know, shave it down with a little bit more you know, sanding and stuff like that, we're going to be good. But this is going to be ready to go. And then of course, you know, we've talked about painting. So pretty soon here we're going to have some painting done, and this car is going to look muy caliente, as they say in España, or in I don't know, maybe Mexico, things like that, places that say muy caliente. So it's going to look really good. We do have some hubcap things. We're going to do that in another little video, just because we want to do a little bit of the TRD look for things, so TRD hubcaps, those tiny little caps will be looking great. So we'll be right back. I'm going to sand this down. This should look beautiful from here on out. See where we go on all this. So I'm wiping away some things, so that way we kind of get a better look at what we've got. Much cleaner, much better, less denting. Still a little bit of a nub here, but I'm not going to be that worried about it. What I have here is a Bosch. This is a so there's Milwaukee, and then there's Bosch, and then this is the specifically a die grinder. So I have a nice little pad here, and then what I've done is I'm going to get this 400 grit. Right, reason why is because we do already have something there, and then I'm going to set my setting to a little bit of a low. And then there you are. You can still see we have a bit of a dent, so that's still there. So there you are. We're getting some pretty good ideas for things. Oh well, I just lost my my setup here. All right. Oh, it's not gripped quite well. All right, well, I'll figure out how to do that. But either way, the idea is to grind away. Or sand away. And what we have, well, that's spinning a little bit more than it is. So by the way, this right here is from China, so it makes a little bit of sense that it doesn't fit the quality quite well. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that fixed. That must be something that's, just, buy things from China. I guess you live and you learn. But this is the business right here, this Bosch die grinder, and it's battery operated. I do love it. It was working earlier, real nice, and then I guess added a little bit more stuff to it, and then yeah, we'll get into a problem. So I'm just going to go back to a little bit of a more rotary type, put one of those pads on, and then just go from there. But that way you can see it as we sand down. So larger pad, but same battery, all that stuff. I do love Bosch. They are my favorite preferred tool. I don't know if Bosch really wants me to advertise for them or anything like that, but hey. And then there we are, that's that one. Gotta get that plastic off there. This one's still a little bit low, you can tell. You can see that like spot right there. That's a decent dent. And this is not that bad over here, so you can see that it just comes right off. Nice amount of noise coming from the sander. So I mean, there we are. This is what it looks like now. A little bit of sanding, a little bit of whatever. By the way, this is 220 grit, so you know it should be good for our first start. I'm gonna get after the rest of this car, just at least the hood side of it all, because you know I did say something about painting. We are painting soon. Just gonna knock down a whole bunch of things. High build primer is what I'm using to paint the hood, by the way. And in that way you can see everything I'm doing. Anything that we don't like. Look at that, see the high build? And we take it down on the car. This part, which is the bumper, we've already done quite a bit of it. When it gets taped off, it's going to look really good. And then, of course, painted. And we're going with the TRD look. So guess what that means? That means it's going to be a TRD colour. So, that'll be interesting and fun. A lot of people will like that. Especially the driver of the car. And that's not me. I'm not the driver, but I am the builder. So I'm going to like it too, because it looks good. I feel like I'm boring everyone here, but what did we do today? So I did bore you just because you got to see me all over the place. You know, I get jazzed about sanding sometimes. So we did knock down all of our things. What we're going to do is I'm going to wipe it down. I'm going to put a little bit of primer on it in those areas, so that way if I did expose anything, we're going to, you know, have it unexposed. I guess it's going to be covered with some primer. I'm going to do a little bit to the top here, but yeah, just want to show you a little bit of this. We'll be right back. I'll just kind of show you the closing stages of knocking down clear coat that's problematic over the top, and you know, and then maybe throwing a little bit of primer on there. All right, so what I did is I sanded everything down, and then hit it with a primer of any sort. So we are, you know, at a stage right now, so I could probably sand down a few more items, do a few more things, you know, just get it all in the right spot. And yeah, so I just did the primer only for the places where I'd gotten it to bare metal, because we're not quite ready to paint yet. So she's a bit dirty, doesn't look good. It's a little bit of a hoopty, as some people might say. And so when we get ready, you're going to see a beautiful, beautiful TRD car, TRD looking car, of course. And yeah, this is Mr. Britfix. I guess like and subscribe. You saw the dents being pulled. They look pretty much, they're gone now. All right, so sanded it all down, did all the things. I showed off my Bosch tools, all that stuff. So you know, we done a decent job all the way around, and we will catch you next time, I guess. Right. So just a quick top tip. So if you do your you know, Eastwood stuff in the sun, do realize that the sun is like a hot glue gun sometimes. So this is what I've done to myself today. Yeah, yay for that. So just FYI, don't leave this out in the sun if it's direct sunlight, mostly because of the situation with the yeah, glue sticks melting. So I do have, you know, maybe 4 good ones, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll cool down, and then maybe we'll be right as rain again. I have no idea. But you know, yay! Look at that. Don't be so stupid as me. So, all right. Thank you for you know, coming back to Britfix. All right. Bye.